Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. So this is the week's energetic oracle card reading commencing the 2nd of September, and it's for the collective. So we are now in September, and as you can see, it's there's a change already started in the weather. As we've moved away from the summer solstice in June. We've had lots and lots of light, luckily, here in London in August, and now we're approaching September. We've had days where it's been grey like this, and we've had really warm days over the weekend as well, very, very sunny days, and there have been crops to harvest, so it's been gorgeous, and I'm hoping that we have some good warm days into September and that it might be an Indian summer, but we'll see. Anyway, so there is a preparation towards the autumn equinox, and this year it lands on the 22nd of September, which is a Sunday, and I'll be running a cacao ceremony in the afternoon outside in Shrewsbury Park if you're interested. So I've got 3 decks that I've used, and the first deck is the Angels of Atlantis Oracle deck, Oracle cards by Stewart, Pearce, and I have 3 cards from that, and they give the main flavor of what's happening for us this week. And the 2 other decks, which one card came from each, give us a further idea of what may be required or what's happening or what we're invited to do as well. And they are from Denise Linn's Native Spirit, and the last one is Colette, Baron-Reid's Wisdom of Avalon. And they're all really lovely decks, so try them out if you like. So I'm just going to show you the 3 cards in quick succession, and then I'll show you each card properly. So the first one is Gabrielle, and that's inspiration. It's a beautiful card, and that stone is supposed to be lapis. This is Zafkiel, and it's romance. Beautiful. And I think that one is carnelian. And the last one in the spread of 3 is Shamael, beginnings, and I think that's supposed to be mother of pearl. It's a lilac color. So I would say possibly even rainbow moonstone. Okay, and the one from the native spirit is Spirit of Earth, and the last single one is from the Wisdom of Avalon, and it is Forgiveness. So I will bring them up again. So we're looking at the 3 from the Angels of Atlantis deck, and the first card is Gabrielle, and it is inspiration. So it's the invitation to really open ourselves up to guidance, divine guidance, your own soul guidance. So there's an invitation to start to delve into meditative activities, anything which kind of takes you out of your everyday life, out of the sort of normal life where you have to get up, go to work, the normal sort of structure, I suppose, that you might have, and to try to spend a bit of time just being in repose, devotion to yourself, using the time as a devotion to yourself as well, and connecting with yourself and opening up your crown so that you are able to receive communication from your soul, so that you can receive inspiration, because Gabrielle is very much about communication as well, and so is the blue color, the lapis. It's also very much to do with the throat and the third eye, so being able to perceive truth, to be able to see or perceive that which you need to at this time or connect to at this time. And we've got inspiration. You see that lovely beam of light from that orb coming into earth, so from the cosmos, perhaps, from the cosmos, from the divine, and coming down into the material plane, which is represented by the earth. Okay, so lots of information, lots of inspiration. Please allow yourself to be open and prepare yourself to be open for it, okay? And then the second card, all right, Zafkiel, and this is romance. Let's get this there so you can see. It's beautiful. Lots of orangey red colors. I think the stone is a carnelian. So with this deck, because Zafkiel is represented as a different color, perhaps a different stone in other modalities or other thoughts, but with this one is carnelian, and it's to do with possibly the root chakra. Romance, I think it's very much, again, I mean, what's been coming through for the past few days is devotion to self. Yeah, romance with the self, love of the self, giving yourself the love that you've wanted, always craved for from your parents, which you felt you didn't receive. I hope we all received lots of love and kindness and gentleness and adoration from your parents, but perhaps there was something which was missing, and perhaps this is something that we need to sort of allow communicated to us. We need to access, we need to understand or know, and then it's time to start giving it to ourselves. Yeah, so I think it's very much a personal, a one-to-one, you and yourself, I, me, and myself. Yeah, it's very much about taking care of yourself this week, and especially if there is a lot of weather change, then it's just taking care, because it can hit our physical systems quite strongly, especially since it was quite warm over the weekend. Lots of light coming in, lots of light codes as well. So it may be time to prep your space so that you can sit down and you can journal and you can investigate what you like to do for the rest of the year, and also all the new seeds that you may like to plant around the winter solstice so that they start to burst into life next spring. Okay, so the cycles are starting to shift towards that now. We've had huge harvest, and now it's like, okay, what you want to sow for next year. But before you do that, well, what is it you really want? So it's time to do that. So, and to do that is to really get to know yourself. Yeah, romance yourself. Perhaps you need to, yeah, it's really about checking out what you need and to give it to yourself. And if you have a partner, you can and you can always talk to your partner and say, look, I really need this as well. Maybe I need some time. I need to we need to go somewhere for a nice break, or we just need to, have some quiet time together and not run around so much. Perhaps that is a good conversation to have as well. So the last card for the 3-card spread is Shamael with beginnings. Gorgeous, this lady walking along the beach, and there are lots of stars, and you have that beautiful lilac orb, or that lilac sphere. Beginnings. Yeah, so with all this happening, you might think, right, I need to be new, I need to do something new, whichever one it is. Yeah, which one is it? And also we might need to drop lots of rubbish. Yeah. All thought forms. Maybe we need to clear out a house. I know that spring cleaning is March, which is like 6 months before, but it might be, I'm always clearing out because I'm so lazy to do it all in one hit. You might decide that it's time to clear out some stuff, but it could be thought forms, it could be energies you don't need at this time, so that you have a very fertile time. Yeah, so you clean, you prepare the soil, and you start preparing the soil so that when you decide all the seeds you want to sow, that it's nice and sorted. You've got all your compost, you've got fertilizer, you've got all the equipment that you need, and then you can dive into it. Before that, you might have to pull out some weeds. You may have to, yeah. Okay, so old thought forms, old sort of lingering emotions which need to be faced, maybe shadow work, bit of shadow work, and find someone to help you if you need it, but do it in a very loving way. Shadow is not supposed to be, I wouldn't say not supposed to, shadow is there to show us what's going on in the background and what's running the show without us knowing it. And it's also a part of ourselves which is crying out for help, and which needs love and acknowledgement, not to be ignored and not to be put down and not to be made fun of. It's something to, it's something which you're bringing back into yourself, you're bringing back into your heart, so that you can become more whole again, and it produces a huge amount of healing. You'd be really surprised. So during this time, Spirit of the Earth, stay grounded, go out in nature. It's also a card which promises abundance, so there is that. Yeah, but then it could be an abundance of ideas which may need grounding. Yeah, and for you to, especially when we have a really heightened time, lots of energy coming in from everywhere, we need to be really grounded so we can sift through what's something which is just a distraction, or naysaying from others, oh no, you can't do that because you're this, that, or the other. So you might need to be pretty grounded and pretty settled in yourself, hence the carnelian, your root chakra. Yeah, work with that and feelings of survival in the world, but knowing you can do it. Yep. So staying grounded will help us to be able to navigate this time in a much smoother, easier way. There's abundance of good things, yeah, but we might have to just do a little bit of work and get out in nature. Be very, very helpful, and this is where a lot of inspiration comes through, and a lot of interesting mathematical rules and facts came through from the mathematicians looking, spending time in nature, in Fibonacci series, from looking at the plants. I think he was a gardener. And Pythagoras, noticing the displacement of water from a bath and producing, realizing, oh my goodness. And Newton, of course, famously, the apples from the tree, why is that? Gravity, etc. So spending time in nature is incredibly wonderful for us electromagnetically. Also reminds us that we are not separate from nature. We are part of this earth. We're kind of like the trees, except that we move and we're not sort of permanently rooted in one place, but we are we're an extension of this earth, and we're an extension of the greater galaxy and the cosmos, and we need to remember that. And we also need to take care of each other. And the last card is forgiveness. So when we're dealing with our shadow, there may be forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others. Okay, so I think there may be some shadow work this week, some questioning. Perhaps you may need some help. Perhaps you need some time out, spend time on your own. Go and sit under a tree or hug a tree, or play with your animal companions or your friends' animal companions, and it can help to open your heart. Yeah, and don't worry about hearts breaking, because sometimes something needs to break my armor, basically, so that all the support and all the love which is always around us can start to seep in. Alright, so forgiveness is here, forgiveness is available, so is grace. It's whether we accept it or not. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you very much for joining me in this reading. I hope you have a wonderful week. Just drop me a line if you would like to have a Reiki session. I also run group online sessions, and there'll be one tomorrow, and I just ask for a small donation for that. Okay, and cacao ceremonies as well, and angelic Reiki workshops and holy fire workshops. So take care and have a wonderful week exploring and navigating your universe, and be gentle with yourself. Namaste, and bye for now.